One of the things that bothers me, and I believe a lot of people, about isekai stories is the whole hero complex that a lot of our main characters seem to have. I mean, don't get me wrong, I adore the wrong way to use healing magic. But Usato's motivation is not something that resonates with me. I identify more with Kazuki. Kinda pissed that he's suddenly in a new world against his will. I mean, wouldn't you be angry if you suddenly found yourself in a world without video games, clean underwear, DoorDash, or pizza? I mean, sure, I guess I'd miss my wife and kids, I suppose. But imagine suddenly being in a world without running water. It's more than that. Some of these people wind up in a fantasy world where they get asked to be the hero and they just go with it. They embrace their hero role and leap at the idea of saving the kingdom and defeating the all-powerful evil. Wouldn't it be nice if an isekai protagonist had a more grounded perspective? Someone without a hero complex? Maybe a more down-to-earth motivation? Welcome once again to Musings by Danon. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Danon. I'm currently reading over 600 manga and light novels, and my two favorite genres are fantasy and romance. So on this channel, we talk a lot about both of those genres, but we tend to look more into story structure and tropes rather than how cool the fight scenes are or how great the animation or artwork is. Which brings me to the subject of today's video: Villager A wants to save the villainess no matter what. Before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel, and it's free. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. So, you heard the word villainous in the title, and on top of my little rant about isekai, and immediately knew that this is an isekai that takes place inside of an otome game. Well, you are correct. As the plot stands, the heroine comes in, romances the prince breaks off his engagement to the duke's daughter, so the duke's daughter challenges the upstart heroine to a duel, as is right and proper. The prince volunteers to be the heroine's champion, and no one will fight for the duke's daughter. See above, villain et al. Alan, our main character, doesn't think of Anastasia as a villainess. She's a perfectly decent human being. It's just that the other nobles hate her because she tries to hold them to a standard of behavior. Noblesse oblige. I guess I should explain that term for those of you that are coming in for the isekai instead of the otome. Otome fans should already know that noblesse oblige means the obligation of the nobility. Those born into privilege must use that privilege to protect and lift up the less fortunate. Of course, not all nobles feel that way, and the fact that Anastasia isn't exactly soft with her words when scolding inappropriate behavior has led to her not having any friends. So she had to fight a duel against her ex-fiancé by herself, and of course, lost. Afterwards, she leaves in shame, exiling herself to a monastery in the countryside. On the way, she is attacked and killed by bandits. This causes her father, the Duke, to support the second prince's faction, leading to a civil war. Just as the war is winding down and both sides are weakened, one of their neighboring countries invades, burning the capital to the ground. The very capital where Alan and his mother live. Alan decides he doesn't like the idea of him and his mother being slaughtered all because some random heroine wanted to selfishly marry the prince, leading to actions that would eventually cause the downfall of the kingdom and the deaths of millions. So he decides to do something about it. But not because of a hero complex. As I stated earlier, Alan has no problems with Anastasia as a character, but he doesn't know her. Rather, he just wants to save himself and his mother. Which is understandable since he has memories of both his past life and his current one. And what 8-year-old boy wouldn't do everything in his power to save his mom? I love how dark the scenario is. It is much more bleak than a typical otome game that a lot of other manga and anime are based on. And, as is typical with a lot of video game-based isekai, Alan is intimately familiar with the game due to his sister forcing him to fully clear it for her. She wanted all the cute stickers and still images, of course. Cute Stuff tells me that this is common behavior for big sisters. I wouldn't know. I was the oldest. But I also know that accomplishing the achievement on your own is way more satisfying than having someone else run you through the game. Anyway, Because Alan knew the game inside and out, he knew where all the treasures were. And I'm not talking about gold, I'm talking about skill scrolls. That's right, scrolls that teach you a new skill. Skills like alchemy, appraisal, or concealment. Of course, these scrolls are meant to be discovered by the heroine years later, but forget her. The life of Alan's mother is at stake. Oh, also the future of the kingdom, blah blah blah, but who cares about that? The only thing I need to do is save the villainess from the idiot prince, ensuring that the chain of events which leads to my mother's death doesn't happen. The series is ongoing, and I'm very happy with it so far. I'm hoping it'll get an anime soon, or maybe an official release of the light novels. For now, fan-translated manga will have to do. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to do a summary on the rest of the series, at least what's been released so far. In this video, I've only really talked about the events that happened in the first couple of chapters, so I wouldn't really consider it spoilers. Are you reading any interesting isekai stories that haven't been made into anime yet? Which one are you most excited by? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. There are several tiers to choose from. You can pick an anime or manga for me to do a video about, or you can join our monthly manga club. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Sean, Pob Zombie, Mark, Borgie, Nazwin, Pedro, Midge, Alix, Alex, Julio, Valeri, Conga, Ignis, RJ, Aaron, Chris, Robert, Joel, and Brock. You guys are awesome. I post anime or manga videos often, or you can click here to watch additional videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Musings by Danon.